Here's Donald Trump talking about the hot mics, the muted mics during the debate.
President Trump, would you want the microphones muted in the debate whenever you're not speaking?
Bro, he looks so skinny. It's like creeping me out. He's starting to look like a different person, dude. He's starting to look hot. He's starting to look kind of sexy, dude.
We agreed to the same rules. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'd rather have it probably on, but the agreement was that it would be the same as it was last time. In that case, it was muted. I didn't like it the last time, but it worked out fine.
If it doesn't matter, then why don't you just go along with it? I don't understand it. He's like, oh, it doesn't matter, but also I don't want it. Like, which one is it, bro?
We agreed to the same rules and same specifications. And I think that's probably what it should be. But they're trying to change it. The truth is they're trying to get out of it because she doesn't want to debate. She's not a good debater. She's not a smart person. She doesn't want to debate.
Him saying she's not smart so often is going to blow up in his face when she whoops him. I think Kamala Harris as a prosecutor is probably better off against someone like Donald Trump, especially because like she doesn't have the same baggage that Hillary Clinton had, which is, by the way, I want to reiterate something here. Virtually no one has the baggage that Hillary Clinton has. Okay, you need to understand something. Like, Hillary Clinton was uniquely positioned as a bad candidate, like a historically bad, historically unpopular person. That's part of the reason why Trump can't do the anti-Hillary campaign messaging. Misogyny can't explain the entirety of that vibe. Yeah, I don't like, people tried to portray it as like simple misogyny, which played a role certainly, but like, and it will play a role in this situation as well. But you're delusional if you think that Hillary Clinton was only hated because of misogyny. That is how the DNC portrayed it, but that wasn't the case. You had 30 years of oppo on her. There are still anti-Clinton conspiracy theory videos from the 90s YouTube. Yeah, there is an entire cottage industry dedicated to the Clinton family, and some of it is very real and some of it is actually not real, but it doesn't matter. What matters is she should have never been the candidate. Anyway, this is like wishy-washy bullshit, and I personally think that it's gonna make him look like a pussy.
Omar, I'm told that the only remaining dispute in this drama, this back and forth, is whether the mics are going to be on. The Harris campaign wants them to be on. Of course, the debate rules, when they were set, were with a different candidate. That was President Joe Biden. Now, the Harris campaign says that they want these mics to be on. And in a statement, a senior campaign official saying the following, quote, "Our understanding is that Trump's handlers prefer the muted microphone because they don't think their candidate can act presidential for 90 minutes on his own." The statement goes on to say that they don't think he can handle himself against Vice President Harris without the benefit of a mute button. So they are needling former President Donald Trump a little bit here, but they also are pushing back against some of what you heard there from the Trump campaign, that the Harris campaign wanted the two candidates to be seated.
They need the mute, bro. I don't care if they have the mute. I don't care if they don't have the mute. I genuinely don't give a shit. I need you guys to understand something. I don't care if there's a mute, unmute situation. I want this debate to happen. If either side fucks up the bag in this circumstance, I will lose my mind, okay? This debate has to happen. It is going to be endless content, and it is something that, like, I think will, if you care about this sort of thing, improve your candidate's chances. You might be a massive Trump supporter. I'm telling you right now, you want your candidate to own the other side, right? Just like how you felt. Remember how you felt when Donald Trump owned Hillary Clinton over and over again in the debates? Imagine how glorious that was. You can get that again. If you're a Kamala Harris supporter, if you're Brad Summer, think about how sick it will be if the prosecutor goes ultra instinct on the convict, on the felon. They already took away the Georgia trial from us. I know that was going to be months and months and months of content. I'm already pissed off about that. They cannot do this. But yeah, it's win-win overall. It's win-win overall. It is kind of frustrating that Trump is so juiceless, so unimaginably juiceless, so unimaginably sauceless nowadays. It frustrates me to no end that he's like making these sorts of decisions. Like, old Trump would have been loving this moment. He'd be like, yeah, fuck yeah. It's not like you're trailing, dude. It's not like you're winning the race. It's a tight race. It could go in either direction. So it's obviously worthwhile for both candidates to want to fucking do this. The only reason why I'm seeing Donald Trump like make this kind of decision is because he's worried.
But now Trump is giving an impression he may have changed his mind. In a post on Truth Social on Sunday, Trump attacked ABC News for a segment he didn't like and asked, quote, "Why would I do the debate against Kamala Harris on that network?"
It does seem like he's fucking running away, dude. Very odd. This is unlike him. This right here, this flailing, this actually is poison for his base even, because his base wants him to be a strong fighter. His base wants him to call Kamala Harris, slurs. So not only are you failing to pick up any kind of people that you lost, okay, from 2016 to 2020, but you're also going to hemorrhage a piece of your base that likes the juice and likes the content. No, his base don't care, doesn't. No. His base obviously is cult-like, and they will go wherever he goes. But there are still people in his base that are like, yeah, I like that he's a fighter. This causes them to feel a little bit embarrassed. This causes them to feel like he's no longer got the juice and the sauce. If you're a strong man and your charisma is what is keeping so many people motivated and voting for you, this is going to cut away at the enthusiasm, especially when people start chirping about how scared he is. This gives a wonderful opportunity to every Democrat to be like, yo, where's your scaredy cat ass president? I thought he was a big baller. Cope Hassan Chatter is right. His base wants him to avoid bad fights. You're wrong. It worked in the primary because he had 40 points on whoever the was coming after him. This is a tight race, brother. It worked in the primary because he was going up against Republicans and he already had 30 points, 40 points on whoever was trailing behind. The Ron DeSantis was ass. You're wrong. It's not a bad fight at all. His base doesn't see this as a bad fight. And Trump can't say that this is a bad fight. Trump can't present this as a done deal. He can't present this as a done deal for two reasons. Number one, if he says it's a done deal, this race is in the bag, then that cuts away at the enthusiasm, or rather that depresses voter turnout, because he has to say, like, this is a close race, you got to come out and vote. That's why he keeps repeating over and over again, November is really important. We're gonna win, but we're gonna win by such large margins, and I want every single one of you to go out to show America that, like, we have the juice. He's trying to play that song and dance to make sure that he doesn't depress voter turnout at all, because if people think like, oh, it's in the bag, some people are gonna be like, oh, well, I'm not voting today. Right? And you can't have that. The other reason why he can't say that he's carrying this race is because there are no polls showing he's carrying the race. Like, even Rasmussen shows him by winning within a margin of error. You know what I mean? Rasmussen is the one right-wing poll that he consistently brings up. And even on that one, he's not up that much. He's up by like 4 or 5 points. You're right. He's either chosen or unstoppable in his base's eyes. Maybe I'm dumb, but wasn't that how it was in 2016? Yes, but this is not 2016. We live in a post-2020 world where Trump lost already. Like, look at this. This is a right-wing pollster. Kaplan Strategies, generic ballot, Dem 44%, GOP 41%. Favorability, unfavorability, Harris nets at +4. Waltz is at +4. Vance is -10. Trump is -12. Harris is 52% to Trump's 45%. This is outside of the margin of error. The margin of error here is 2.8%, give or take. This is also crazy because it says Trump is less than Vance, which shocks me. The only way I foresee this like resembling 2016 at all, even though it's a post-2020 world that we live in, is if Donald Trump secured a lot of Obama to Trump voters, secured a lot of voters that he activated a lot of voters in the general. That is the reason why the polls were cucked in 2016. They corrected that mistake in 2020. 2016 is the only time where polls were wrong. Okay, people keep bringing up 2016, but polls were correct in 2022. Polls were correct in 2020. The only way that polls are incorrect in 2024 is if Trump's blitzkrieg on social media somehow magically gets a lot of like men who previously were not activated, the Andrew Tate coalition, the Andrew Tate Orbiter coalition, to like go out and vote, which is unlikely. People that were not interested in voting before are somehow getting invested in voting. Like if the Divorced Dad coalition is just like on board. That is very difficult to do in 70 days. That's number one. The only reason why I'm bringing that up is because those are people that like vote. Those are people that pollsters are unfamiliar with. Those are people that pollsters cannot read. But you know what also doesn't make sense to me? Trump's NFT. He dropped an NFT. My goat, my king.
Is your favorite?
My goat, dude. Look at these cards, dude. Look at these cards.
Popular
If you buy 5 Trump cards, you get a pair of Trump sneakers. Oh,
Trump
I'm getting
digital trading cards. You all know what they are. We've had a lot of fun with them. It's called the America First Collection. 50 all new stunning digital trading cards. It's really something. These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. Here's the best part. I'm doing great things for my Trump digital card collectors. First, there's the real physical Trump cards. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really...
Oh, you got to buy 15 fake ones to get the one real one, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. What the f?
Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the presidential debate, and people are calling it the knockout suit. I don't
I bet if you screen printed them and put them on a card stock, you can make a whopping $5. This guy, man, what an incredible place that we're at now in the world, you know? I personally love the crank route that he is diving into. He is going in the exact opposite direction that he was supposed to be going in. And it's like kind of too late for him to like obviously swap everything and be moderate. Like he had the wipeout moment after the assassination attempt and he flubbed it. So now he's just like, no, I'm leaning on my worst instincts. I'm going to be the absolute weirdest person. I'm going to run a campaign that is generational in terms of how insane the things that we're doing. If you think you got my instincts right, let me tell you, okay, I have none. I have no instincts. I'm out of my dang mind. Okay.
So we'll cut up the knockout suit and you're going to get a piece of it, and we'll be randomly autographing 5 of them, a true collector's item. This is something to give your family, your kids, your grandchildren. Number 2 is to purchase 75 of my Trump digital trading cards, and you will also be invited to join me for a gala dinner at my beautiful country.
Bro, he does not. What the f? Who is this?
At my beautiful country club in Jupiter, Florida. We really have tremendous dinners with my collectors. Have a lot of fun together. We're gonna have a good time. I'm keeping my Trump digital trading cards at the same price of $99 each. We've done that right from the beginning. So go to collecttrumpcards.com. It's really easy to buy. You just need an email address and a credit card or crypto. You know, they call me the crypto president. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people are saying that. So don't miss out. Go to collect.
Look at how bro, they put his head on Tom Fitton's body. This whole commercial is very normal and definitely not weird. This is a perfect opportunity for someone who was like even a little bit invested in like bettering American society on the Democratic side to just run the fucking table, to go on a generational run. Like you literally just have to be normal. You just have to have a normal campaign and you have to be normal. If Tim Walz was at the top of the ticket and was just like saying, you know, I want healthcare. I want to like give people healthcare treatment. It's ridiculous that like medical bankruptcy is still a thing in this country. You know, like if there was like anyone doing that, this would be like, this would not even be a question. We'd be talking about like Ronald Reagan style wipeout for the Democrats. Every goddamn day, this dude comes out with a new thing where you're like, I cannot believe you did this. Every dang day they are throwing. I just don't understand it. Who's throwing harder though, Kamala or Trump? Trump. Not even a question. This race should not be close. This race should not have even been close with Joe Biden, but he was a carcass. So it was one that he was going to lose. But the race now should not be close either. And the entire momentum that they got, like, how do you forget the lessons that you should have learned from swapping out Joe Biden, doing something that most people said was impossible to do, swapping out Joe Biden against, you know, the DNC chair and against like the wishes that the Democratic Party normally, or against the normal instincts of the Democratic Party, and then getting Tim Walz on that ticket too, and seeing that wave of support increase dramatically, only to immediately turn around and start moderating. Like you're going to start cutting away at the momentum. They are. They're going to do it. Trump is already f***ing the bag up. He is basically doing every single thing he can to just move in the exact opposite direction of the direction he's supposed to be moving on. The issue, however, is that I'm not entirely convinced he could actually moderate this far in.
Go to collecttrumpcards.com. Go right now and collect your piece of American history. Let's have fun together and enjoy my Trump cards. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll be talking about it for a long time. Thank you very much. Have a good time.
No, we won't. Because it seems like every week there's a new thing that this guy does where you're like, I can't believe he did this. Why did he do this? What an insane thing to do. Have you ever considered doing right-wing grifting? I feel like it's so profitable and your skills would make you a good tier grifter. Lol. I know it would. The only time where I consider it is when I look at a TikTok from the Fear and podcast from our latest episode where I call Harry Daniels some twink. And there are people in the comment section being like, twink is a slur. No, it's not. It's not. And then hella people are saying I'm homophobic. That's the only time where I'm like, maybe I should actually quit this like leftist bullshit. You know what I mean? It's time to quit that shit.